Hello everyone, I am Miss Priyanka Sanjay Late, working as lecturer at Moa Education Society's Moa Rural Institute of Pharmacy Sone. In this presentation, I am going to discuss topic that is recruitment, training, evaluation and compensation to a pharmacist. Part first. This topic we will discuss for second year D Pharmacy student. Content of presentation. What is meant by recruitment? Source of recruitment, methods of recruitment, selection, evaluation of a pharmacist, compensation to the pharmacist. Firstly, we will discuss what is meant by recruitment. Recruitment is the process of exploring the sources of supply of the required personnel and stimulating the prospective employees to apply for jobs in the organization. Its purpose is to create a pool of candidates from which the most suitable persons may be selected for the job. The recruitment of pharmacists is done by state or central government agencies such as Service Selection Board. For the job of a salesman, recruitment is done either by the owner of the drugstore or by the personal department of the pharmaceutical house or the sales manager of the firm. Next point, sources of recruitment. In that first source, internal sources, the recruitment is done the personnel already on the payroll of an organization. Whenever any vacancy occurs, somebody from within the organization is upgraded, transferred, and promoted. The method is less costly and it promotes loyalty among the employees because it gives them sense of job security and opportunities for advancement. But it often leads to inbreeding and discourages new blood from entering an organization. Advantages and disadvantages of internal source. In that first, more suitable in large scale organization. Second, improves morale of existing employees. Third, it promotes loyalty. Fourth, requires less training to employ. Fifth, it is economical. Disadvantages of internal sources. First, internal sources are finite and capable persons may not be available. Second, qualified persons may not be available. Third, lack of new ideas and concepts. Fourth, less tendency of hardworking. Second sources, external sources. These sources lies outside the organization. They usually includes young, mostly inexperienced potential employees, trained unemployed, and retired experienced person. Advantages and disadvantages of external sources. First, availability of suitable persons and wide chance in selection. Second, it brings fresh blood and fresh ideas in the organization. Disadvantages of external sources. First, demoralizations of existing employees. Second, the existing employee may not cooperate the new employee. Next point, methods of recruitment. There are three methods of recruitment. First, direct methods. Second, indirect methods. And third party methods. We will discuss one by one. First, direct methods. In this method, a team is sent to colleges, universities which conducts pharmacy course, degree or diploma. The recruitment is done on cooperations with placement cell of a college. Second, indirect methods. An advertisement is generally given in leading daily newspapers, popular magazines, and professional journals. The detailed descriptions of the post is given and the interested candidates are required to submit their application giving their complete biodata on a prescribed performer before the last date. The application form usually provide for giving full name, father's name, age, address, education, training, personal data such as height, weight, place of birth, nationality, religions, habits, characters, and details of past experience, salary demanded, and other benefits expected. Third party methods. This includes the use of commercial or private employment agencies, state agencies, placement office of the institutions, recruiting firms, and management consulting firms. Next point, selection. A well organized selection procedure has to be select suitable candidates for various jobs. The following selection procedures is generally adopted. First one, scrutiny of applications. Second one, preliminary interview. Third one, selection test. Fourth one, selection interview. Fifth one, physical examination. Sixth one, reference check. And 7, one final selection and placement. We will discuss one by one. In that first, scrutiny of application. The applications received up to the due date are carefully scrutinized. The incomplete applications and applications of candidates who do not fulfill the required eligibility conditions are rejected. Preliminary interview. The candidates considered suitable on the basis of their applications are called for the preliminary interview. This is generally a brief interview and its purpose is to eliminate those candidates who are either unqualified or unsuitable for the job. Selection test. It may be a written or an oral test. The technical knowledge and administrative capability can be judged from this test. The psychological tests are very popular these days to judge human behavior in actual work situations. The following tests are commonly used in the selection process. First, intelligence test. These tests are used to estimate the IQ or mental alertness of the candidate. Second, aptitude test. This test helps to measure a candidate's capacity to learn particular skills and his potential abilities. Third, trade test. These tests are designed to measure the applicant's level of knowledge and skill already achieved in a particular trade or occupation. These tests are also known as performance test or proficiency test. Fourth, personality test. These tests are employed to find out the emotional balance, maturity, temperament, etc. of the candidate. Selection interview or face-to-face dialogues between the employer or his representatives and the interested in the most popular tool of selection. The main purpose of a selection interview is first, to find out the suitability of the candidate. Second, to cross-check the information revealed in the application and the test. Third, to give to the candidate an accurate pictures of his job and the enterprise. An interview is a time-consuming and expensive process, and its conclusions may be distorted due to the bias of the person conducting the interview. Physical examination. Physical examination of the candidate is conducted to ensure that he is physically fit for job. If he is suffering from any diseases or disability, he is rejected. Reference check. Usually the candidates are required to write in their application from the names and address of two important persons who know the candidates. These persons are contacted to collect information about the characters, ability, and background of the candidate. But the information supplied by them may be best in favor of the candidate. Final selection and placement. The candidates who have been found suitable in all respects are appointed by issuing appointment letters to them. They are generally appointed on probations for 1 or 2 years. After successful completion of the probationary period, they are made permanent employees. The selected candidates are assigned specific jobs. This is known as placement. Next point, evaluation of a pharmacist. This is the diagram for evaluation of pharmacist. Examples of Apollo Pharmacy, Kalkaji Market, New Delhi. In that evaluation of pharmacist, the name of employees and date of joining. Then age of pharmacist and experience of a pharmacist they also mention. Appearance of pharmacist, personality, alertness and promptness in dealing with the customers. Courtesy and attitude towards the customers. Personal acquaintations with the customers. Cooperations with colleagues. Products knowledge. Selling ability, suggestive selling and self-improvement. It will mention by the evaluation of a pharmacist. Definition of evaluation. Evaluation is a systematic process for measuring the performance of candidate in terms of job requirement, need and importance. The grade good, average and poor may be given on each count mentioned in the checklist and then the consolidated reports is prepared. The main advantage of filling a checklist for each employee is to evaluate them and find suitable corrective measures to improve their performance. Need of evaluation. First, for comparison in workers. Second, improvements in working in workers. Third, discussion about promotion, demotion, layoff. Fourth, it develops confidence in worker. Fifth, it is psychological pressures on the workers. Next point, compensation to the pharmacist. Majority of the drugstores find it difficult to retain good employees. Adequate compensation helps in retaining good employees and encourages them to work wholeheartedly. The compensation includes salary and other benefits such as house rent, allowance, free residential accommodations, city compensatory allowance, medical allowance, group insurance scheme, leaves, travel concessions, bonus, traveling allowance, and other supplementary retirement benefits. In order to maintain the interest of an employee in his job, the compensation plan may cover the following points. In that first, adequacy. The amount of compensation should be in proportion to the responsibility of his job and it should be sufficient to maintain a reasonable standard of living. The compensation given should be compatible with that of persons employed in similar jobs elsewhere. Second, simplicity. The compensation plan should be simple so that it can be easily understood by the employees. It is always easy to implement a simple compensation plan. Third, insensitive. The plan should stimulate the employees to find out ways and means to make profitable drug sales over a long period of time. Fourth, proportionate award. The plans are framed in such a way that the pay of the employee should be proportionate to the volume of sales made by him. The salesman who is doing a better job than his fellow salesman must be given a greater reward. Thus, good sales effort should be suitably compensated. Fifth, flexibility. The plan should be flexible enough to operate effectively throughout the years. Moreover, it should be reasonably adjustable to meet the normal variations which occurs in the course of business. 6. Promotion. A provision should be made in the compensation plan to provide promotion in pay and reward for continuous long and devoted service of an employee. A periodical increment should be given to the employee to compensate his long service. 7. Uniform earning. The plan should enable the employee to earn a reasonable uniform income each month. It is difficult for a man to adjust his standard of living if there is any variations in his monthly income. Purpose and need of compensation. First, to retain good employees. Second, it encourages them to work hard. Third, it maintains good and smooth working of organization. The compensation or remuneration should be attractive. Second, flexible, should change from time to time. Third, should be uniform. Fourth, simple in nature. Fifth, includes promotions, bonus, gifts and incentives. Thank you.